So if this goes okay, I'll put it out because I don't like you not having a read for the day. I'm up because Spirit woke me up. And it's not a very nice song they woke me up with. From what I remember it being called, it's Down the Dark Alley, but it could be Down in the Valley. And it's a sad story that's been made into a rude one. So there's no actual lyrics. There's all sorts of different lyrics. But the conclusion is that someone listening, I believe, has just lost a child. In whichever way possible to lose a child, it doesn't matter. Spirit are not judgmental. And she is grieving. So Spirit wanted to know that the soul arrived safe and that they will look after her. Simple as that. So I'm going to clear the energy because we don't want that energy hanging about the reading. Okay. I'm going to pull a wild card just to see whether it falls in with the reading, because I like you to see how everything fits. One card, Spirit, please, to fit the read. And there it is, and we'll keep it there. So now, where are, oh, there they are. So what do we need to know today, Spirit, please? It's the 13th, and I know some of you panic about it being Friday the 13th. It's not unlucky. It's about your manifestation. And if you manifest it as being a bad day, it will be a bad day. So 13 is not an unlucky number. It does bring about endings, which people fear, but it also brings about new beginnings. When there's a death, there's a birth. So anything that leaves your life makes space for something new. So we have a gentleman, possibly a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, definitely an older man, somebody who's established and mature. It can be a younger man, but only if they're very mature, which is possible with earth signs. They're very grounded. There is possibly an Aries that is sad. He could be a man in uniform. He's definitely not as well off as he used to be. He may have left a family behind or siblings because of his status. So he hasn't got there easily. He's lost a lot of people along the way. And then karma comes around and gets him because I'm afraid he may have been once a good friend, but now he's a dangerous enemy. He's a very needy person who requires wealth. Could be a police officer or anybody in uniform. So this is about the home and family life, I'm afraid. It's about your stability. It's about your table. Do you remember I said about if you've got a stable table or a wonky one? It's got 4 legs on it. This isn't the best depiction of that, to be honest. But it is Jason and his bloody successes, his failures. He's got 2 shoes on there, which he hasn't usually. And the only thing that's holding you back is fear. Was born on the 22nd, living or past. Date for your diary and address. Massively important in a negative way. You may be putting things off until tomorrow, but if you are this person, it's understandable because you've lost everything once. Why would you take a risk again? Maybe it means that you would have to risk your home and you can't do that. What cannot be changed, however, is positive communications in finances and career. So things will improve, but you may have missed this opportunity by then because you worry. It's also worth mentioning that this is the page. This is either that gentleman's inner child, or he has children, or it could be another child, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but mostly it is positive messages of finances and gifts. The root of the problems is a female fire sign. Usually this card suggests the Leo for obvious reasons, but it could be an Aries or Sagittarius, or just a very demanding female. Refuses to not have what this gentleman could have provided in the past. The finer things in life, and if she doesn't get them, will be tied you. She could also be close to a Leo. She's a contrary woman and can't make up her mind what it is that she does want. So even when you do satisfy one need, she'll find another. In the past, we have the Death card, and we know, like I said, this is not the actual Death card. So this is about transformations. It's Scorpio energy. It rules the reproductive organs and shared resources. So there is problems with the reproductive organs. There may be children lost. And there is definitely finances lost. But somebody is refusing to acknowledge this, so they're in denial, either pretending that the child didn't exist in the first place, or that finances aren't as bad as they say they are. And if you keep being in that denial, you're going to be very sorry. You need to embrace the changes and plan accordingly. Then you'll be fine. And it is today's card, the 13. In the immediate future, there is heartache, sorrow, loss and separation. Someone is pig in the middle. Somebody has someone coming between them and what they want. So it could be a third-party situation in any way, shape or form. The kids coming between you and a partner, the in-laws, the parents, or another person. It can be minor surgery. Now we have an enemy that's overcome. It could be a Gemini. It could be lack of communication, lack of clarity, lack of thought. Those born 1966 plus or minus 12 February to February. And in your love life, somebody walks away. Somebody's had enough. They can't take any more. They're going. They've given every chance they can, but they can't take any more. And that's because there is a toxic situation. Contracts, duty, external public life. Somebody who worries more about what other people think. Manipulation. Those born on the 15th, living or past, date for your diary and address. Massively important. Which would be Sunday. It's Capricorn energy. It's the external public life. It's people caring too much about what other people think. Keeping up with the Joneses. That type of thing, which fits. So the answer is no. You will not then get your happiness because you refuse to embrace the changes and go with your happiness. So you've chosen to stay in fear. So you cannot be happy. And you've run out of time, I'm afraid. That TikTok that we've had before is the clock stopped. So let's see if we can clarify it. We'll go around once again and see what it says. Spirit have got impatient now, I think. They're not happy. Too many. Yeah. It's time to release what you've been holding on so tightly to, or there will be no new beginning. There is lack of action, greed, wanting to control it so that it works out the way you want it to, the outcome of a situation. You're holding on to people, places, finance, situations, trying to control everything, being stubborn. The obstacles to overcome is a truce. You need to find a peaceful solution to this. And there's the table. It has got 4 legs, but it's not in very good condition. So the outcome is there will be no celebration. There will be no happiness within the home. There may be a loss of a home, which is what you've been trying to avoid, I believe. And at the root of the problems is a separation. So that's the way you're going. Regardless of what decision you make now, there is a separation between you and someone you cared about. In the past, you saw happiness. There was a happy, blissful situation. In the immediate future, what is required is a settlement to this situation. Settlement of a long-standing problem and or fresh start. Spirit is saying this transformation has to take place. It will be raised to the ground one way or another. And you will have to begin again. So the choices you've made now is who you will have to begin again with. And are they really up to it? Yeah, somebody's impatient now. Not waiting any longer. In your emotional life, you have to tell the truth, cut through the bullshit, get to the point. It's the only way to get success. You need clarity in this situation. I was born on the 20th, living or past it for your diary and address. Massively important in a positive way. And there we have it again. The fear is that you will never get over this heartbreak, this sorrow, this loss, this separation. You will. But if you carry on the path that you're on, you can only find defeat. There is no success here. That's very sad. So, what is this about then? We know it's about separation. We know it's about, but what is causing this? Why? Is it just that there's no money now? That life isn't as good as it used to be? Where's the love then? Love can carry you through that. If you're in love with somebody, that's not a problem. Why is it a problem? Apparently, it's the wherever you've got Leo in your chart. Yeah, the female has seen or received the written word that is very distressing. It does involve a commitment, a marriage, and the obstacles to overcome is insanity. The problem is, what cannot be changed is a celebration, or the boys being boys, drinking. The root of the problems is money coming from an unexpected quarter. So somebody didn't expect it. In the past, there's been unwanted affection coming from the outside the home. Sorry. In the future, there's a male enemy. We did say about the enemy there, didn't we? Possibly somebody born 1965, plus or minus 12, February to February could be involved. Somebody again refusing to transform this situation. So the enemy may be yourself, because what you want in your love life is a reunion. Hopes and fears is a woman that's never satisfied, and the outcome is a gentleman that has to think very carefully about a message or piece of paperwork that's massively important. Could be a will or a contract. I don't know if you can hear, it's raining. Cats and dogs here. Yeah, and that's what it said, isn't it? We've gone full circle, Spirit, thank you. The truth needs to come out, the clarity. Where is that card? There it is. The truth needs to be told. The mask needs to come off. Wisdom will be gained then, and clarity. So, the number 14, massively important in a positive way, because we do need to hear the truth. See things as they are. Otherwise, you're just building castles in the air. Yeah, this is about the lockdown, and this is Hecate. It's the female equivalent of the Hermit. So, those in the health services may be important to some, or just this lockdown situation. Spirit don't want you to walk alone on your path. They've no intention of that. Hecate is a very important goddess. Well, she's not really a goddess, but yeah. 34. So, unusually, because I'm not doing you any others, I will lead you through the separate parts of Hecate, because she is a main player. She is a goddess of sacred healing and associated with crossroads in your life. Magic. Her symbols are her dog, which is 1970 plus or minus 12, February to February. Her flaming torch. She has the ability to walk between the unseen world and the seen world, but is not subject to either. She governs intuition, occult knowledge, and she is invoked to give protection during dangerous times. So these are not easy times, we know that. So thank you, Spirit, for that. Hecate is traditionally a crone, which means a wise woman, a walker between the worlds. She was much feared for her magic powers, which can be used to heal and protect if she is treated respectfully. So depending on, you are now at a fork in the road. Use respect and you will receive better karma. If you don't respect people, you won't. Respect is everything. It was Hecate who heard the screams of Persephone when Hades stole her away to the underworld to be his bride, and went to tell her grieving mother, Demeter, where she was. Hecate traditionally carries a torch so she can see where others can't, into the dark places of the human psyche. So we are, a lot of us are developing some sort of mental health, mild depression, through to other things because of the lockdown. Hecate weaves her magic wherever she goes. She senses the shifts in atmosphere as easily as others see changes in the sky. You may be this person of subtlety and secrets, minor chords and labyrinths. It may be easy for you to know who it is when the phone rings. Like a spider, you sit in the middle of your web, keeping threads of communication linking with your loved ones. You know their joys and their sorrows without them having to tell you. As a modern Hecate, you don't necessarily sit at home by your fire with a black cat for company. You may be out in the marketplace using your uncanny intuition to say buy and sell shares or predict when to change your company's marketing strategy. People call you to ask you to send them good wishes for that important interview, and you may enjoy working with alternative healing techniques or improving your psychic skills. As of including the tarot cards, you may find that it's difficult to put your inner knowing into words. You may know very clearly that candidate A is the wrong person for the job, even though on paper she looks fine. But how can you convince your colleagues to believe your gut feeling? The world likes facts that stand up in the light of day, and your very real inner world is a world of intuition and shadows, not facts or figures. Your challenge is to try and live with grace in the real world, as you do when floating around in the realm of the unseen. You may need to learn to cope with the mundane realities of paying bills and making sure that you have enough of a pension to retire on when it's time to move to the country and concoct herbal potions. Your tendency to withdraw when direct action is called for, like paying that bill, can cause chaos. Muttering curses to the electricity company when they fine you for non-payment is not a constructive use of your skills now, is it? You have a tendency to brood quietly on what hurts you and send out bad vibes instead. You may have to learn that other people do not inhabit your subtle, gentle world. Practice asserting your wishes clearly, loudly and frequently until you are heard. In love, you are an enchantress sending out your potent love energy to the object of your desire and drawing them into your power, as surely as a spider into the web. They probably think, I don't know what's happening, but I don't want it to stop. And the poor besotted object of your desire, and you smile, your subtle Hecate smile, and say, more clearly than words, that his fate is sealed and certain. Hecate, in your haste, make sure you haven't fallen in love with this man's potential and not his actual beer drinking, football swilling. Yes, there we are. Beer drinking, football swilling, upside down. Watching smelly socks wearing real man. It is all too easy for you to be convinced that he was the knight in shining armour in a former life and that you were his lady love. But in this life you are dealing with now and how your relationship really is, not how it could be if he would change and change back into being the shining knight. Was he ever really that? So, when the goddess Hecate appears in your card, know that the unseen workings of fate are working their mysterious magic for you. Your life is being shaped in ways you'll not know from your present perspective. If you were waiting for something or someone to enter your life, visualize it happening live and in colour. If you have to take a decision involving love or career, imagine that you are at a crossroads. Hecate presides over these crossroads and asks for her to help you guide down the right road. Remember, it may not be the road you want or expect. There is also an element of warning in this card. Beware potential to spoil or destroy relationships or business partnerships. Yes, could be. This is also a card of deep healing, resolution, perhaps in unexpected ways, of problems that have been with you for a very long time, which is what Spirit want for you. The phoenix rising from the ashes. Just accept the generous bounty of the magical goddess Hecate and whisper respectful thanks to her. So we'll have a look at the wild card and see what it says. The Sun, Spirit. This is all about yourself, your self-worth, your ego, if you like, but not in a bad way. Obstacles being removed, things coming to light, illumination, which is what Hecate does with her lantern. There she is. See her lantern is the sun, the moon, the stars. There is a vitality, a life force and energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action, because there is only one of you in all time and your expression is unique. The sun is who we are essentially. It's our expression, our heart. In ancient belief, the sun Amen-Ra, the god among all gods whose name leads to Amen, the word of the end of a prayer. The sun rules over the conditions of our bodies, and in the return to light, the ability to transform and rise again. What did I say? Phoenix from the ashes. The sun represents our health, vitality and dynamism. The sun is our strength and what we focus on. It is no surprise that it was the sun's early people venerated, then developed the idea of a life-giving creator. The sun is also the universal spark called spirit that enlivens the body. It is our strength. The sun is the desire to bring on the outside what exists on the inside. It is life made manifest. I wish to live. I want to thrive. When the sun card presents itself in a spread, it adds an encouraging spin to any reading. It is positivity and trumps anything negative. This card says, all eyes are on you now. You are at the fork in the road. What are you going to do? You have the strength and power to get things done. All things are truly meaningful that are starting to happen now. You are now in a place to lead and inspire. It is through the sun's inspiration and creativity that will enable you to make things materialise. This may be at the front of a group or on a stage, or just in the way that you lead with confidence. The sun card gives an emphatic yes to any reading. Another meaning behind this card is the summer months. So Bar Summer, which is 9 months. But like I said before we started, it could be that we've a loss of a child and there could be a new one being born in the summer. Because the phoenix is rising from the ashes. A rebirth is imminent. So maybe not now because of the lockdown, but whatever it is that you wish for, 9 months in the summertime. All things that are truly meaningful are starting to happen now. Summer may be when the wished for event occurs, parties, events which emphasise creativity and fun. Children and childlike adults all figure into this situation. This card also implies an aptitude for acting or just a period where dramatic ability and creative leadership could greatly benefit your mission. You may find yourself singled out, perhaps in a dramatic situation where you show your skills in some impromptu way, such as giving a speech or teaching a class. It is also a time of generosity and laughter. The spotlight shines on your life. What you are doing now is being noticed. If you're not used to this, you may react with aloofness. Avoid foolishness, immaturity, and any lack of organisation during this time, or the matter could fall apart at the seams. But all in all, it is a progressive, energetic card which foretells the prodigious things on the horizon. This card indicates that matters will be going your way, but leadership on your part is necessary. It is time to act and take your place in the sun. So it's about your life force, your power, your influence, your choices, the consequences of those. For those of you that want to know the love, I'm just going to pull one card and we'll talk about it. Oh, there it is. Let go of control issues. So, people always think it's obvious, but it isn't. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So, control is about ownership, really. People convince themselves that because a child is born to them, or a person marries them, or you are somebody's child, that you somehow own that person. Everyone is an individual, a soul that is brought here to be happy, free. No one has any right to own anyone else or control what they do, even if you don't like what they are doing. You don't have to agree with what they're doing, but you have no right to judge anyone, nor you them. It's not easy when you're put in that position where either your parents don't agree with your sexuality, or your kids chuck all the years that you've scrimped and scraped back in your face, or a partner leaves you for somebody else. But if it's meant to be yours, it wouldn't leave in the first place. If you hadn't possibly overcompensated your child for the things that you never had in life, they wouldn't be ungrateful now. And if your parents, sadly, weren't indoctrinated themselves, they would not pass judgment on you. So you don't have to like what they do. You don't even have to interact with those people. But you have to understand it's not about you. It's just about them. And once you do, you'll feel so much happier because you aren't the one with the problem. They are. And karma will sort them out. You don't have to. So don't try and control the situation. And I know it's really hard when you feel things deeply and physically sometimes. There's an empty pit in the bottom of your stomach. But if you let go, let people be free, let them make their own mistakes, even if you can see them happening, especially with your kids. They have to make their own mistakes. And you enabling somebody to, kids or anybody, to stay the same, getting away with what they've always got away with, isn't going to help. Tough love is needed, and it may already be too late, because like Spirit have said, the clock's been ticking a long time and they have been telling you. So don't put off any longer what should have been done yesterday. But it looks like the summer may be a better time to finish this, but you will have to put the plans in place. Be the phoenix rising from the ashes. Don't be someone in denial about the changes that need to take place. Thanks for listening, and I'm sorry about not doing any yesterday, and I'm sorry about today, but the energy's just not there, and it's not worth plodding on and giving you reads that might not be worth telling. So I'm just going to wait. Probably see you tomorrow, if I can get an appointment today with the doctor. Okay, so thanks for listening. Bye.